a trainee ACP in the stroke department, Ward 16, based in Doncaster Royal Infirmary. So I've done a project on to improve the 24-hour NIHSS score. So this is the score we used to rate to assess the severity of stroke. So the low score means the mild stroke, and the high score means they got a severe stroke. So the protocol, according to the protocol, we have to do the NIH score presentation, and then we'll do the treatment. We do the stroke bursting treatment, depend on what time they present to the hospital. If within 4.5 hours, we'll do the clot bursting treatment, that's called thrombolysis. And after the thrombolysis, we have to do the 24-hour NIHSS score. When we have done an audit and in the subsequent years, it shows that the NIH score was low. NIH score, that because we are not documenting. It's not that we are not doing. People are not documenting it properly, or it is not. The system is not reminding them to do this score. So when we looked at it, it was only 88%, and the national average is 100% post thrombolysis in the last audit, which means it can affect a lot of problems. It can affect a lot of areas in terms of the service. The stroke audit is shared nationally, and which will show that the care will be poor to the patient, to the patient, and then this will have an impact in the funding, and also it won't look nice. It will do more harm to the patient. In scope, it's only the patient who only had a heart thrombolysis treatment, not to the patient who are admitted to not to everyone who are admitted to the ward. It's only applicable to those who undergone thrombolysis. And so this information is mainly in the what we call it as ICF. That is a document which mostly with the ACPs or trainee ACPs who are doing the thrombolysis. Next slide, please. My aim was to achieve 100% target score in 24-hour NIHSS. This will affect the nurses by, so when the audit data is shared with everyone, it will cause a lot of dissatisfaction because there are a lot of people doing it, but those who are not doing it, when I spoke to the nurses who are looking after these patients, what I got the data, they are really busy, and it's not prompting them to do, or there is no prompt from anywhere. Only the handover sheet which is given, which they may get another thrombolysis patient, or they are really busy in the ward and they are not looked into this particular data. So that's why we are missing in doing or in documenting it. So the target will be to achieve 100%. And the next slide, please. So the main people who are involved in the care, it is ACPs, trainee ACPs, stroke nurse practitioners or nurses, and the stroke unit managers. So we had a brainstorming session with everyone, including the consultants, and how we can improve. So there are a couple of measures which came up. The one was the a magnetic board which says the time of the thrombolysis, the 24-hour NIH, which will give a visible prompt for the nurses to do it. And the second one was to create a clipboard. We use a share clipboard, which we can all see, and we can see the timing. when the thrombolysis is done, and when the NIH need to be done. And there is another section, another point came up. It is to make an alert, like in if we do a we have a iPad, where we document all the patient's news score and everything. So we have to create a alert in that nerve center. So that will prompt, that will give an alarm or kind of a red mark or something, which will prompt the nurses to do that. So we
Halfway
have
through,
done.
Rakhi.
Okay, so we have, thank you. We have looked through all the current process, and it's mainly the when we spoke to them, it's the nurses who are really busy in the war in the unit, and that's the reason they are not doing it. So for initially, I have done a magnetic board, which was I have. I'm sorry, I don't have the picture of it. I've designed a magnetic board which will stick in the patient, which we will physically stick in the patient board. Whoever is performing a thrombolysis with the time in, so that will give us a visual clue for the nurses who are doing it, or it will be for anyone. So for example, the HASU consultants who are doing the ward round, or the registrar who are doing the ward round, they can see they can see patient's board and the clipboard with the time in, so they can make a have you or they can ask the nurses, or have you done the 24-hour data, 24-hour NIH score, and then that will act as a prompt. So we are currently doing it. I don't have the current recent audit, so I hope it will show in the next audit the improvement or how it goes. The plan is, if this is not working, or if still we are not able to manage to attain 100%, the next step is I'll talk to the nerve center people to make that alert, but that will be more kind of more process involved. So initially I've been starting with this. So I have a photo of I don't know whether anyone can see that. So this is a magnetic board which says the time. So this is being attached to the patient board with the time in. So wherever the patient moves, we need to move this around and then write the time in, so that the nurses will do the documentation. So I had some issues like the issues of the waste with the above process not being followed, that the early deterioration in patients will be missed out. For example, if the patient following the thrombolysis, the bleeding risk is really high, and this is the only data which tells us that whether the patient is improving or the patient is deteriorating. And this data will prompt us a lot of other things, like repeating the CT again, or repeating an immediate assessment, or speak to the tertiary care or the neurologist. That will be the Sheffield team. So this will help us to identify the early deterioration. And as soon as usually they are busy with other stroke patients and miss out the documentation. It can be, as I mentioned earlier, stroke funding will be affected due to the poor performance and the anxiety of nurses who missed it. Next slide, please. So these are the people who got involved, and all the process will be done. So these are the actions which I have taken from the scoping meeting, and all this is being completed. Next slide, please. So the reflection, communication to the team, because we work in nights and days. So communication to the team was a bit challenging for me, and to make others understand the importance and or the implications of the audit, how necessary. So when I spoke to them, they said, "Oh, we are doing it," but it's not that they are they are not recording it. So they are recording only if there is a change in NIHSS score, or sometimes they are missing it out. And so the to make them understand how important is this was a bit challenging, and meeting with different people like managers. So and they all been really helpful. They gave me a lot of ideas, and but we have taken one by one on board. So started with the first one, and we will wait for the audit, and then if it is 100%, then we are succeeded with this project. And then if it's not, then the next step is to make change in the nerve center. Thank you.